Hey everyone, this is JD. Welcome back to the Figgy Pop Project channel. We are here at San Diego Comic-Con. If you can look around, you'll see that we're just getting ready to walk into the convention center for day one. And I can't wait to show you guys some of the cool stuff we see here at San Diego Comic-Con. If we're going to be seeing some of celebrities, some other people, other famous YouTubers too, we'll have to wait and see. But let's go ahead and jump on in and let's take a look at San Diego Comic-Con.
Starting transmission.
All right, so we're now here in the exhibit hall at San Diego Comic-Con. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna walk you through some of the cooler exhibits here, and then we'll see what else we can find.
All right, here we are at the Toynami booth. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Alright, before we go look at the Mezco booth, let's go look at the Four Horsemen booth first. Alright, let's go ahead and go check out the Mezco booth now. This is still pretty much one of my favorite booths to check out at Comic-Con. Alright, I kind of just ran across this booth. This is the Hollywood Collectibles group. I actually like the props in here. They're pretty cool.
Oh, this is the booth that's in Hall H right now. The Hyde. The Hyde graphic novel.
Look, an original print. We could actually use that for our scavenger hunt. Let's go get a picture of it. Woo-wee, $21,000. Alright guys, are you going to agree with my wife? Is it good or is it bad? Let's go ahead and head out to Marvel. Alright, let's make sure we make our way to Marvel Studios. Their booth is probably the best one to hit every year. But you know what, let's first head down. Down here we got some more of the Image booth, we got Dark Horse, and some other little minor booths out here from other vendors. But you know what? Sometimes you get some free stuff if you look correctly. Wait, what is that? Do you guys see that? Hold on, let me try to get it a little bit closer. I really can't believe it. That's Galactus. Check out the size of that costume. Okay, I'm gonna try to get a better shot of this. Pretty much every year at San Diego Comic-Con, you can always guarantee that you'll find a pretty badass costume like this.
We're coming to you, folks! Make way! Make way! The master of the universe is here! Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I found other people. I found another group of people for our scavenger hunt. Found myself Waldo and Carmen Sandiego.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, got it. Thank you. Awesome.
You have a good one.
We found you. I'm so excited.
All right. One down. Behind us,
Oh,
the costume.
okay.
Follow me.
Let's go.
Alright, check this out. Up right ahead, you probably can barely see them, but they do have the costumes from Fantastic Four. I want to get a closer shot of these. just so you know, these first photos were from day one, and now from Sunday, they actually had Galactus and the actual suit that he wore. It's just amazing. Alright, for the rest of the Marvel booth, you know, you had your kind of your little stand-ins for photo ops, and over here you actually, where it says Time Comics, the original name of Marvel, should I say, you can actually order their whole Marvel Unlimited, and you get some free exclusives too if you order like a year subscription or something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what's in here, and it's kind of designed to like an old comic book shop. Oh look, there's Jeff the Shark. And then right over here on the other side, you will have a nice little photo op with the Fantastic Four. And a little movie studio on the far end that will also have what Herbie's going to be at throughout the convention. So right here you'll see that we also have like a movie theater that's actually going to be hosting Herbie. Yep. I was never able to get in there to see it, but oh well. Alright, let's continue going on and see what else we can find here at San Diego Comic-Con. And there is my beautiful wife, Tasha, hanging out with her spirit animal, the butterfly. Alright, before we head on, continue walking through the convention center, we have to head upstairs to the Thunderdome panel. Yep, this is the annual Funko panel at San Diego Comic-Con. So let's head over there now.
A lot of creature stuff, they don't have lines. They just like, he reacts to such and such. Or maybe they do have something that he's supposed to be saying, but you know, there's no lines. You just kind of invent it. And I worked on a game a long time ago called Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And it's okay. It's a long time ago. I don't expect a lot of applause. But I did the voices of the symbiotes in that game, as well as some others. So I already kind of had that established. And then being on the Spectrum, I noticed that some of their lines actually had dialogue, but they're not speaking. Like, oh wait, so that means he actually said something? Like, yes. It's like, well, now I'm prepared now.
And these will be available later this year. But should we give some away? I think we should.
So Deborah has been kind enough to sign a number of pops for us, which again, we will be giving away in this very minute. Pull out those tickets one more time.
Oh, there he is.
All right, as we are doing that, I have to go get a prop for this next segment. It's gonna get crazy. 1 second.
Yep.
Here in this bit, we are gonna have our friends roll this massive inflatable D20, and they're gonna be rolling for what, Katie?
Questions.
They're gonna be rolling for questions, but as true D&D fans will know, a 1 is terrible, and a 20 is awesome. And our questions scale accordingly.
Oh, cool.
Shall we start with Deborah?
Yes.
Talented British.
Oh, that's a good one.
I see that one a lot.
I've seen that one, and that is a very, that's a compliment.
What is Altitude's learning disability?
I have a deep dive on that one. It saved me a lot of money on therapy. Obsessive compulsive. It's sort of a repulsive obsessive. It's a whole thing. Obsessive compulsive disorder. I don't know. I don't Google myself that much.
Don't either.
I think it's unhealthy.
I think when we were teenagers, we Googled ourselves a lot more than we do now.
Our definition of Googling might be different.
What about you, Nathan? What's the craziest
Please
thing?
tell me someone else hears that sound. Okay, is that just me?
That's the THX surround sound next door.
What's the silliest thing you've seen on Google when you Google yourself?
Oh, that I've been engaged 3 times.
Oh.
I've never once been engaged.
Too soon. Mine makes jokes in my cat. All right, folks, we have so much still to get through. We're being told, oh, cool, we're kind of coming to a Thunderdome close. However, we do need to recognize our fanatics as we start and end. Fans are the heartbeat of what makes Funko possible. We've got some Fanatics of the Year that were actually recommended, voted on by the community themselves. So if you happen to be in the room today with us, can we just give you a quick shout out and a clap? Folks, I am looking for... Sorry. Fuckley 16, Princess P, Torque Knight, Brahuna 13, Oatmeal Man, and our Rookie of the Year, Night Style. If you are here, let's just recognize you with a quick clap. Oatmeal Man, that sounds like a job for Cinnamon. Also, justice. Fanatics are the past, present, and future of Funko. We would be nowhere without you. So we want to give you a quick sneak peek at that said future of Funko. Check it out.
That was a really fun panel. I actually enjoyed that. So we're back here on the exhibit hall, and we're just kind of browse around and actually take you to see a couple more booths here. Oh, right over here, here's the food court, all the seating. This place is always packed. There's barely any seating here. Okay, cool. There's Boom Studios. Let's go ahead and take a look at Boom Studios, see what they have in there. Yeah, I'm definitely picking up one of these Power Ranger Ninja Turtle mystery covers. First look at the Power Rangers that are going to be from Playmates. You know, they're just pretty much reusing the same molds, but there's something a little odd about them. I don't know what it is, really. I like that they even have the one with the flip head action, though. That's just crazy. Alright, let's go check out the Alex Ross booth, because you know what? I love his work, and you can never get enough of Alex Ross art. So now this is very crazy over here on the left. This is where the Diamond Select booth would be, but you know, with all the craziness and the bankruptcy the Diamond Select went through and all that around, they have some costumes and some other actual vendors have some displays in here. So, you know what, let's go check these out a little. Alright, we're gonna kind of just walk past the Dark Horse booth. You know, you can buy some books and some other stuff here too right now. And then right past this, you also have Viz, and you can get a lot of your anime or Tokyo Pop and stuff like that over here in this area. So that's kind of what it's over here. So this thing, like looking. So if this is your cup of tea, this is probably much where you want to go. And they were handing out free stuff, so that's pretty cool. And it looks like they're handing out free stuff, so let's go ahead and grab something. Alright, so next up, and this is pretty neat right here, they actually redesigned the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings. It's pretty cool. It's a little photo op session, you know. You can get your picture taken on one of the chairs from, I don't know if it's part of the movie series, but it's pretty cool. And here we have the Frodo, that's actually from, oh my god, what's it called? And here we have Frodo, and this is the design from the Rankin and Bass version of The Hobbit. I actually like this, it's pretty cool. And later on in the convention, you actually will see that we bypass this again. You're going to see another very familiar face from Lord of the Rings. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the Lego booth, because I've been dying to see what they have in here, because this thing looks massive. Next up, we have Lucasfilm, so the Star Wars booth. Let's go check out the costumes and props in here. So next up is the Hasbro booth. So right here we have is what's going to be the HasLab. So on day 1 it's an empty box, but on day 4 it's now filled in, and it's going to be the LAAT-I gunship from Star Wars Attack of the Clones. So what's pretty cool about HasLab is that it's a buy-in system, so it's kind of like GoFundMe where you put in your money, and if they make their goal then they'll actually release the ship, but if they don't make the goal then you get your money back. So there we got the original toy with the new one. It looks pretty cool to me. So are you guys going to be buying this or buying into this? Let me know in the comment section down below. So right on the left, we do have the Jaguar booth. Check out that Gengar. It's a pretty cool statue. And then on the right, we have the Paramount Plus booth. And you know what's really cool about this, and looking at it, it's that it's a claw machine. You can win some cool prizes in there. Kind of just like beach balls or basketballs and stuff. Come on, that's pretty neat. Just want one of those things. And you can also buy some merch, it looks like, because they have some Survivor merchandise. I kind of want one of those. It looks really neat over here. This is actually from the Weta workshop. This is pretty cool. Look at the detail in the statue and everything. Oh, wow. The Mr. Beast Lab is a way bigger booth this year, because last year was a small little booth on the other end of the convention center, but look at the booth now this year. Maybe I'll take a look at it. I don't know. We'll wait and see. Oh look, it's Atomic Toybox. I actually like the stuff they had here. Maybe go see if we can get a closer shot of it. And then right here we have some Toynk. So we got Pumpkinhead figures. I think I showed these off last year in their booth. I don't know, they're pretty cool. A lot of plushies, Killer Clown from Outer Space, some Ghoulies. Of course, they have the new cola from Fallout. Yeah, it's pretty neat. There's some new stuff in here. And I kind of want to buy something, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Sunday I'll come back over here. Alright, we're going to pass the PSA booth. So if you have any autographs, you can get them authenticated there. And I think we're coming up to the Tokidoki booth, and so we'll go ahead and take a look at that when we come up to it. Yeah, there's no going to that booth right now. Oh, here's the fan drop booth. And of course, we have the Rokimoto booth. So we'll try to see if maybe we can go inside the booth, but if we can't, we'll just kind of show you guys stuff. We'll kind of show you the vending machines they have on the outside, the different figures. And it doesn't seem too crowded in there actually. It seems pretty easy, you can easily walk in, so that's kind of neat. Does appear all the exclusives are sold out by now, which is crazy to think about. Alright, we made it to the DC booth. I actually do like DC booth. It's pretty much like a booth where you can buy DC merchandise, but they do have some pretty cool costumes and some other stuff usually around here, so we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and walk around the booth and see what we can find. Now this is pretty cool right here. They do have David Cornsweat's Superman costume. Alright, I'm going to try to get closer so we can take a better look at this costume. So they do have the Sony Pictures television booth here too, which has a lot of shows that are, you know, like on Peacock or on Amazon Prime. They're all made by Sony. The booth's pretty cool. It's very pricey though. A lot of the stuff you have to buy in there, and it's just not. To me, it's just way overly priced, if you ask me. And with that, we came upon the Thrilljoy booth. So this is the Brian Mariotti's toy company. You know, he was original CEO of Funko back in the day, but yeah, this is his new toy line, Thrilljoy. And that booth was busy, and pretty much you saw a little while ago is everything's pretty much sold out. Okay, now we're making our way to the $7 a pop booth. Oh, look, Labubu, or Lafufu. What do you think? All right, pretty much here at the $7 pop booth again. We're actually going to be picking up an item from here. We're going to be picking up the Gastley pin from Mischief Toys. So hopefully they should have some in for today, and we'll go ahead and pick that up. And with that, we got it. Item secured. We weren't able to meet the Gastley cast, which kind of bummer, because I did really want to meet them here. My wife even wore like a Mischief Toys t-shirt, so we maybe meet them. But oh well, maybe next time. And then we're off onto the Mondo booth. You know what? This is probably one of my favorite booths too. I wish I could afford some of these collectibles. I guess it's time to start selling some of my Funko Pops to get something from this booth. Look, there's my wife. She's waiting for me. Aww, she's kind of bored now too. She's like, stop recording these videos. Alright, and I'm just going to take you down a little tour of the actual Funko booth. We have here on the left, we have the Bitty Pops, and then on the right, we have the Loungefly section. Yeah, we're not going to go into any of these just because. Look, it's a giant Freddy Funko.
Say something right now.
Alright, got DMC right behind us right now. Can you believe that?
I always like going to see Artist Alley and kind of see what's there and what other artists are there showing off their works. But you know what? This place, it is so mismanaged, and you can barely get into any of the aisles because they're all ended. So they're like can't walk through the aisles. It just kind of ends against a wall or a backdrop. It sucks, but hopefully one year they actually fix Artist Alley or put it back on the other side of the convention center where I think it actually strive better. That's pretty much it for now. I think we're going to walk out of the convention center and kind of take a look out at what's outside the convention center. Like, what are some of the outside exhibits, and maybe even try for Hall H. Let's see what we can do.
Perfect. Thank you. You look amazing. You never know what you're going to see at Comic-Con.
Never do.
Alright, I'm going to try to see if we can get over to the other side. If you can tell, there's a lot of really cool displays over there. So let's go ahead and take a walk over there on the other side of the street and see what we can find. Okay, this is really crazy. While watching the footage, I didn't realize we would catch both Carl and Nolan from the Mr. Beast channel just casually walking next to us. Oh, that's crazy. So as you're entering the gas lamp district, there are so many different activations that are free if you don't have a pass for San Diego Comic-Con. But the lines are ridiculous. So, like for example, right here we have the clown in the cornfield, and you can tell the line is super long. And yeah, there were some passes you get to get into it, so you can be like head of the line. but then the standby line is just ridiculous. So yeah, so if you didn't have passes to San Diego Comic-Con, this is your next best thing to try to check out all these different activations, because you never know. You could actually probably walk out with some free swag, or you might meet some famous people in there. You never know. It's actually so much fun though. So I do recommend you do that if you're just living in San Diego or you're visiting San Diego during Comic-Con weekend. Alright, we're on our way to the rewards lab. It's a Google Play activation, but I don't know, the line looks pretty long. We may not be able to get in. Wait, what is on the right? Is that a Waldo Han Solo crypto cosplay mashup?
Thank you so much.
Sure to come back tomorrow. We'll have more.
Ooh, awesome.
And some surprises.
Surprises.
What time do you guys open up?
About this time tomorrow.
Perfect.
So little do we know that this was actually going to be for Vince Gilligan's new show, Plurbis. And that's really cool to know.
Just people around friends and family. Thank you so much.
Free donuts unlocked. Look, it's a smiley face, kind of. Now we're just going to walk alongside the other part of the convention center where you can kind of see some of Lilo and Stitch items. And of course, you got a giant Liam Neeson doing the Jean-Claude Van Damme splits for the new Naked Gun movie. That's pretty cool. It's funny though too. Oh man. But can you see how I was saying though that all these lines here are all for free stuff? Hey, you don't need a badge. You can just stand in line, and if you wait in line long enough, you get something free. Alright, and over here on the right we had the Predator Badlands experience, and this was like a bar plus that props from the movie. Yeah, this actually got earlier in the morning, and it was still very empty. It wasn't open yet. But by the evening, oof, the line for this was ridiculous. Probably a good 2 or 3 hour wait before you can get in. And here we have the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So this was a really cool little diner that they built out here for an free activation. The lines were pretty long, but I have no idea what they had inside. I think you got free stuff, and you also got a lot of photo ops. So that's pretty cool. So another big part of San Diego Comic-Con is the Hall H panels. You know, this year pretty much Hall H was pretty dead for the most part because none of the major studios were there, but we did get to see a lot of cool celebrities. So just sit back and relax, and I'm gonna just kind of do a bunch of clips of all the different panels that we saw all weekend at San Diego Comic-Con in Hall H. Enjoy.
Are you aware of the silent schmuck? And I said, the silent schmuck? What is the silent schmuck? And he says, well, they come up to you and they'll say, well, where do you want the camera here, schmuck? And the reason they're saying that is because everybody in the company is better at doing what they do than you do. But you have an overall vision of what this thing is going to be. So you may make a decision based on what you see as the overall, but they just see their own area. So at some point in time, during the making of the movie, everybody in the that's not the director thinks the director's a schmuck. And so you have to weather that. You're not part of the cast, and you're not part of the crew. So you are living in a separate place to look and see the overall. That to me is what people don't understand about, but I don't know, you can add more probably.
No, I agree. I mean, it's all about the people that you work with. You really, when you're a director, you're a ringmaster who has a vision, but you have to be able to not compromise the vision, but to change the vision, because you want people weighing in. Right. There's nothing worse than the writer-director who's like, just say the lines exactly like I wrote them, because you you hire talented people for a reason, and so you want those people to add their, you know, their take on things. The other thing about being a director in Hollywood is I always have to laugh because you'll see a picture of a director and it's always like standing by the camera this. That's the fun part of the job, and that's, you only get to do that about 10% of the time. The rest is scheduling, dealing with studio, dealing with agents, dealing with all the problems around the set. And I would say to aspiring directors, if you're going to be a director, buy a really nice watch because you're going to be staring at it all day. Because all it is like, oh my God, what? 2 hours have gone by?
But that, you make a great point, which is everybody brings something to the table, and you want to be able to, you know, have a great playground where everybody can have fun and play. And I did a few episodes of the show The Bear that's on now, and this guy Chris Storer, who's the writer and the main director, he does very much what I do, which is you make a sandbox that everybody can feel comfortable playing in. And what you ask people to do is bring what you can bring to the party, knowing full well you want them to do the best they can possibly do and make them feel comfortable that if it's not exactly the way they want it, it's okay. Because if they're perfect, it's knocking something out of whack over here. But he's great, and I like working the same way. You want people to, anybody has a good idea. Prop guy says, hey, what if you did that? Oh, that's a good idea.
Because we get credit for it.
Yeah.
Our name's on it.
Credit.
Why not?
The movie, I mean, the movie that means the most to me, not necessarily the one that everybody loves the most, but was Stand By Me, and the reason for that, the reason for that, and it was the third movie I made because, you know, coming as Carl Reiner's son, it carries a lot of weight on the son to live up to, my parents told me this story. I don't remember it, but they told me that I did this when I was like 8 years old. I went up to them and I said, I want to change my name. And they thought, oh my God, this poor kid, you know, he's worried about being in the shadow and having to live up to. And they said to me, well, what do you want to change your name to? And I said, Carl. And I just loved my dad so much and I wanted to be like him. And I was worried I could never live up to him. So the first movie I made, which was this, Spinal Tap, is essentially, it's a satire. And my father had trafficked in satire most of his life with Sid Caesar. They did takeoffs of movies and satire things. The second one was the short thing, which was a romantic comedy. And my dad had done romantic comedies with, you know, Doris Day and James Garner and those kind of things. And so when I did Stand By Me, it was the first time I did something that was very different from anything my father would ever have done. Right. It had humor in it, but it had nostalgia, it had melancholy drama in it, and it was a mixture basically of my personality. People who know me, it's a mixture of my personality. So I said, this is the first time I'm making something that is a real extension of me in a way. And I wrote the scene where Gordy, they find the body, and Gordy is sitting there at the log with River Phoenix, who plays Chris Chambers, and he starts to cry, and he says, my dad, he didn't love me. And Chris Chambers says, no, he loved you, he just didn't know you. And that was pretty much the way it was with my dad. He did love me, no question about it, but he didn't get me the way he got, you know, the people that he, in his orbit. So that film, because it became successful, it validated. It said, okay, you can do mixture of things and it can be something that people will accept.
And then I just have to say, your dad, who was a titan of comedy,
yeah,
one of the great geniuses of comedy, directed one of my favorite comedies of all time, The Jerk.
The Jerk, yes. Yeah. He did 4 movies with Steve Martin, The Jerk, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, All of Me, and A Man with Two Brains. And All of Me was rated at the time in the top, you know, they have these top 10 lists at the end of the year, and it was a bunch of top 10 lists. And This Is Spinal Tap came out that same year, and I was in a bunch of top 10 lists, and I thought, wow, when does that ever happen? Where a father and a son have 2 films out that are both considered top 10, and I looked it up, and it was never. So that was an interesting thing. So, you know, we're tied together in a lot of ways, you know.
Are you selling that Reiner DNA? Can I
don't know, man.
trade a
But
child
they
out?
put us, our stars are next to each other in the Hollywood, you know, Walk of Fame. And then there's the Grauman's Chinese, and the two of us put our hands and feet at the same time. So I'm, you know, he's my dad, and I love him, and I look up to him. And to this day, I still think, oh, what would my dad? I mean, I hope my dad would like this, and you know, I'm fighting to get, you know, to live up to him.
It kind of seems like they got my name wrong, actually. I'm just gonna toss that there and put my actual name here. This is probably going to fall, but I'm okay with it. All right, are you guys ready for some Five Nights at Freddy's 2? All right, well, I'm honored to introduce some very special people here on this stage right now. This person is the captain of this ship, the director, Emma Tommy! And if she's the director, this next person is the Grand Fleet Admiral, the mastermind. Everyone please welcome Jason Blum. Just a little bit. Woo! Listen, y'all need cheerleaders, y'all need a hype team like this. I mean, you already got it all.
They're right here. They're right here for the great fans. Hi, everybody.
Best fans in the world. So
that was the first time seeing the trailer with audience, so that was really special.
Man. I've only been asking for it for 3 years.
So let's talk a little bit about the trailer, shall we? I mean, the biggest part about this trailer is like the fans have been looking forward to the Freddy's animatronics, and you really wanted to get that right on the first try. It's been a big key for this. And you actually worked with the legendary Jim Henson's workshop to make it happen. That's wow. Like, can you take us through like the decision-making process and just like the creative decision to go with Jim Henson to get it right for the first time?
Yeah, for sure. We really wanted to make the animatronics feel and act and move as practically as possibly, versus the CG route, which is also incredible, but just didn't feel right for the nostalgia that Freddy's invokes. And we met with the Henson team, and they totally got that. They obviously have been doing that for decades masterfully. And on top of that, they really recognized that Freddy's had this huge fan base and that the designs from the game were really important. So they understood that the collaboration and bringing them to life in real life was like a crucial component that we really needed to get right and work with Scott on. And yeah, so it's been amazing. And in the second one, there's like more than 3 times as many animatronics than there were in the first movie. So it was epic. And the Henson team and Robert Bennett, who is our lead designer, just did an amazing job. Can't wait for you guys to see them. And you saw some of them just now, but there's even more.
So, let's get them out of here.
Let's do it.
Emma, would you like to do the honors of introducing everyone out here today?
First up, we have Teo Briones. Thetis Crane. Piper Rubio. And Josh Hutcherson.
Hey. Hey Josh, I think they like you.
Me? Oh, very nice. Thank you guys. We're all very happy to be here.
All right, I want to open this up to a newcomer to the franchise, Teo. Like, seriously, like, welcome to the franchise. We loved you in Final Destination. And Chucky, yes. You know your stuff. I like
Yeah, Chucky.
Shout it out. Now, you are no stranger to the horror franchises at this point. Were you a big Freddy fan before coming into this? What made you say yes to joining this project?
Freddy Fazbear, that's what made me say yes. I immediately, I got the call and I'm like, yeah, of course, I'm obviously doing this movie. It's so special. I've, obviously played the games when I was a kid, as I'm sure many of y'all did as well. So it's really special to be a part of something that, has been such a important cultural thing in for my generation. So it's been.
Hello, everybody. How amazing is Matt Lillard? Isn't he the best? Thank you for being here. I can't tell you how honored I am to be a part of this family and to be a part of the fandom now that is really voracious. So thank you.
Right. Steve, I'm very honored to have you here myself. And I'm not gonna lie, I got starstruck when I saw you back there. You shook my hand and it's still kind of shaking a little bit.
Mine too.
Hello, Comic-Con! All right, let me hear it. Hello, Hall H! Hello, Toxic Avenger fans. What's up, guys? My name is Brett Federigan, head of programming at IMDb. And I am thrilled to be here with you today. Can't you just feel that toxic energy? Well, we've been feeling it at IMDb. When we debuted the exclusive poster art on IMDb earlier this summer, y'all went wild for it. The Toxic Avenger surged in popularity on the IMDb Pro Movie Meter chart. Now today, we're gonna sit with the filmmakers and cast to dive deep into the reimagining of a trauma classic originally created by Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers. This new gnarly Toxic reboot is directed by Naked Blair and produced by Legendary Entertainment. Now, when Megan's movie debuted at Fantastic Fest, critics hailed it as a riotous blend of social satire, inventive gore, and unexpected heart, with a 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes. But after that initial festival run, the movie was described as unreleasable by studios because of gore and graphic content. But the fans would not be silenced. Due to overwhelming demand, Cineverse is bringing The Toxic Avenger to theaters August 29 with an unrated wide release. And tickets are on sale today. That's right. You can buy tickets to see The Toxic Avenger right now. Now, are you all ready to get into the movie? All right, let me bring in some folks to help. Hall H, please give a warm welcome to Macon Blair. Lloyd Kaufman. Taylor Page. him a high cheerleading squad as well.
All, if not for Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers of Troma.
Hey, thank you, Nathan. Thank you.
Yes, sir. You know, the driving concept in making this movie was the idea that we wanted the fans of this character and this franchise and this Troma universe who've kept it alive for decades, literally, to feel served and seen. And so that's how we approached the making of this movie, to make something for them. And the the phrase that I had in my mind about it was that it's not going to be for everybody, but for the people that it is for, it's very much for them. So I'm thinking that's all y'all. So hope you dig it.
Nathan.
Lloyd, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, it isn't just making a movie, it's making a movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Megan's Toxic Avenger is better than the Troma version. As good as it is, Megan's movie is a real movie with the pathos and the political satire and the wit and the underdog aspect and the family. It's everything we tried and didn't quite get there. But Macon has made it all his own, and thank you, Macon Blair. Thank you, and thank you, of course, to this amazing cast of people who have been so nice to a person who lives deep in the what do you call it? The reeds of the underground. Sorry, very nervous. And thank you again to Cinelise, who've been so making us into a nice family, and to you guys who welcome me into your bosom, so to speak.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Troma likes bosoms. We love bosoms.
So Lloyd, take a look behind.
Go for the high humor, sophisticated.
We have something behind you, Lloyd.
Oh, wait now, just wait a minute. Oh, heavens. On behalf of the Tomahawk tribe, on whose sacred burial ground this building was built, the Tomahawks, we pass the mop to the future.
Oh.
Mr. Macon Blair. So it's the Toxic Avenger mop.
There you got it. The passing of the mom.
Wow.
And it constantly changes and morphs, and so many brilliant directors that we have come to know and love started in genre because it's cheap and easy to produce, and you can kind of, it's the thing that you make with your friends, and you grab a camera and a high 8 or Super 8 or whatever, like Steven Spielberg did, and then you make kind of horror movies, and you cut your teeth on those things, and that sort of, it gives you the tools to explore. I don't know. There's a lot of imagination in genre.
Though, to me, it feels like you're holding back for much of the movie. Is that right? Where has this dancing talent been?
It came from nowhere, really. We're just really having fun with it, and I will say, part of this film for me was just having a really good time on set, and I think you can really see that through the end picture. I think for me, the one thing I draw from for playing in this this role, and specifically this dance sequence, was Napoleon Dynamite. Definitely, just the way he was able to just let go and get into the groove and just pretend there was no one there, I think was just so awesome. And I just had such a great time doing that and just figuring out the choreography and just what I can do to make it
He reveals that you played kings, tyrants, and heroes, but never a mop-wielding super mutant. What was it about this role and this character that drew you the most?
Well, I've never played a mop-wielding superhero, so there we go. No, this guy right here, the creator of the original, I grew up in New Jersey. Yes!
Jersey!
And sometimes, unfortunately, environmental concerns are still an ongoing thing now so more than ever. But sort of the great way to get into that is through satire, through the back door, and you reach a lot of people that way, through humor. And I was such a huge fan of Macon Blair as a person and his work, that this just felt so perfect, and necessary and needed. And yeah, it was an easy guess.
Now, when I was talking to you right before this panel...
I played a tyrant?
Say that again?
I played a tyrant? I don't remember playing a tyrant. Okay, you said I played a tyrant. What tyrant did I play? An elf? I beg your pardon. I don't remember my character's name, but he was no tyrant.
This is the ongoing
He was a
beat.
book publisher.
Oh, 6,500 of my favorite people. Thank you guys for being here. My name's Josh Horowitz. I host a podcast called Happy, Sad, Confused. But tonight, thank you. Tonight, it is my true honor. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, honestly, guys. We're closing out Thursday, opening day at San Diego Comic-Con with 4 absolute legends, right? The 4 gentlemen I'm about to bring on stage are, over the last few decades, have contributed so much to comedy, to animation. They are writers, they are performers, they are subversives, they are everything we love that celebrates everything that is Comic-Con. So, I just want to say that they also, by the way, have a few amazing shows that you might have heard of. Should I mention them for you guys to remind you? There's a little show called South Park. So you might know that season 27 premiered last night on Comedy Central. By now, we are at 322 episodes of South Park, 7 made for streaming events with 60 billion minutes watched every year worldwide. Digman premiered last night, season 2 from the great Andy Samberg on Comedy Central. Amazing show. Both of these series, South Park and Digman, will be on Wednesdays going forward on Comedy Central, so make sure to check it out. Also, great news today. Beavis and Butthead, guys. Beavis and Butthead is going to be premiering, season 3 will be premiering Wednesday, September 3rd on Comedy Central. Pretty cool. Okay, we've got 4 chairs to fill with 4 absolute icons. Should we do this thing? Here we go, guys. Give it up for executive producer, co-creator, and star of Digman. It's Andy Samberg, everybody! Star of Beavis and Butthead, it's Mike Judge, everybody! Come on, Mike! And we have the creators, the writers, the stars of South Park. Give it up. It's Matt Stone and Trey Parker, everybody. Come on. Hi guys, welcome. Okay, we have a lot to talk about, but I just want to get some accolades out of the way. You can, earmuffs if you want, but I just want to acknowledge this moment because, like I said, these 4 have never been on stage together. Sitting on this stage, we have one of the great SNL performers of all time, of course. The collected film work on this stage includes Team America, Office Space, Idiocracy, and Pop Star. The television work, besides the shows I already mentioned, include King of the Hill, Silicon Valley, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And we have a 9-time Broadway Tony Award-winning show credited on stage too. So, yeah.
We put eyes on the penis, we won't blur it, and then that was a whole conversation with a lot of grown-up people for about 4 fucking days.
Because then it's a character. It's a character.
That's how that happened.
I only saw one eye. No, it had to be 2 eyes. I don't know why.
You should know, in my stack of cards, I also have a subpoena for you tonight. So,
That's fine, man. I'm ready.
audience taste has changed? Have you noticed a discernible change in what constitutes comedy now versus when any of you guys were starting out?
I mean, obviously, one thing I like what Andy just said. It's like the attention spans and what people expect, the speed of things. And I think that maybe we benefited with South Park that we just speed up our voices from speeding up a tape. We didn't think we were making everything go faster, but it goes pretty fast. I definitely think that that's like, you know, I just have kids now, and it's like, you got a minute, you got maybe 40 seconds to grab them, and they're like, oh, they're done, you know what I mean? So that definitely feels like, I just keep coming back that we're competitive with TikTok and YouTube and that attention span thing, so I definitely feel that.
Nick Cage doing Nick Cage, is that top of the list? What's the...
It's high up for me, and he came on and did it with me, which was, you know, very SNL-y and winky and wonderful.
Yeah.
And I was very happy because I love him.
Yeah. Any go-to that you guys have enjoyed over the years? Has Matt Damon ever broken bread with you since Team America?
You know, Matt was super cool, because he knows too, like that all came out of the fact that we were making puppets of all in Team America, and they showed us the puppets, and I'm like, what's wrong with that puppet? The sculpt just came out weird. And I'm like, that doesn't look like Matt Damon. And like, we had to shoot that day. And I'm like, it looks like something's wrong with him. Like, I don't, and so the script was totally different. And it just got to that part, and I just did the thing. And I was like, well, and what?
Mike Judge might know what's about to happen, but it is my pleasure, come on out, on behalf of the Board of Directors of Comic-Con, to present Matt Stone and Trey Parker with the Comic-Con Inkpot Award for Excellence in Animation.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So cool. We haven't gotten an award in a long time.
Weird. This is weird. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Trey, you got to give a speech. Right.
Thank you.
This is very cool. Thank you.
Amazing. Well deserved, guys. Congratulations. Guys, give it up. 6,500 up to you. I want to hear from you. Trey Parker, Mike Stone, Enemy Server. Thanks for coming out, guys.
You'll see some of his work on display at the museum. Put your hands together for Academy Award-winning artist and production designer, Doug Chiang. Come on. Make some noise. Next up, one of the most beloved filmmakers of our time. He's written and directed some of our favorite dark fantasies. Films including Pan's Labyrinth and The Shape of Water. He's the visionary bringing back Frankenstein to life later this year. And he's one of the museum's incredible board members. So please give it up for three-time Oscar winner, Guillermo del Toro!
Ah!
as you do. Now, few creators have impacted the last 50 years of storytelling like this next man. He revolutionized filmmaking, not just through spectacle, but through a deeply human lens. His magnum opus, Star Wars, has shaped our lives for generations and taught us we should trust our instincts. One person can change the course of history, and the force is always within us. His imagination has lit the path for generations of fans and filmmakers alike. He's the reason we're here today. Please welcome for the first time ever at Comic-Con, give it up for the one, the only, George Lucas! Welcome to our audience.
I love all art, no matter what it is. But I could afford comic art because in those days it was underground, and it was you sort of had to know people to get find out whether it was a sort of a auction that was sent out on a mimeograph sheet, had some prices and names of art, and so I've been sort of collecting narrative art ever since then, because I could then in college I could get an alley-oop for $30.
And the museum, what is important for me or what is magical is not a man and his collection, it's a lineage of images. A lineage of images that have been spoken, and we as storytellers and visual storytellers, we have that vocabulary to see where that thing came from, the etymology of that image. And when you think about that, Noam Chomsky said, the limit of your language is the limit of your universe. If you cannot name something, you cannot own it. The same is true for images. And what is amazing about this collection, it will give you step by step how a form of expression came to inform what we are today. Because we are in a critical moment in which one of the things they like to disappear is the past. And this is memorializing a popular, vociferous, expressive, and eloquent moment in our visual past that belongs to all of us, and the museum celebrates this.
George Lucas!
That we actually just wrapped up our day by watching the Adult Swim Robot Chicken Panel, which was hosted by Donald Faison, Seth Green, Breckenmeyer, and some other celebrity guests.
We have always thought that Nathan Fillion is the best Green Lantern, but we did cast him first. I'm just saying.
You did.
So
you really did.
This is a clip.
It is the very last day of San Diego Comic-Con, and we're just going to go on in, and I'm going to just showcase more of the convention floor that I wasn't able to show you guys before. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump on in. Alright, first up, let's go over here and check out the Elite Creature Collectibles. Alrighty then, we're on our way out now to the other side of the convention center. So we'll just head on straight over there and see what else we can find. It looks like I found the Poke Center. Oh yeah, the mech break section over there looked pretty cool. I actually didn't end up getting any footage of that. And a Minecraft booth too. Alright, it looks like I'm hitting a dead end. I'm going to turn around and go the other way now. Now let's get over here to Premium Collectible Studios. These guys have really cool statues. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these.
driving by on his little cart, and he gave me the sticker for you. So that's really
Aww, that's awesome. Alright, the Master Replicas booth. You know what? I actually like the costumes and some of the replicas even here. They're actually pretty cool looking. Alright, well, there's 100% off. We'll go check that out in a little bit. And over here we had Cryptozoic, which actually used to have some actually cool exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con. But I don't know, I like the little figures. Little cute little like cryptic monsters and stuff like that. Some of the artist cards are pretty cool. Their statues are pretty neat. Yeah, if you've never checked out Cryptozoic, I think you should check it out because they have some cool stuff on their website. And these right here remind me of old rock candies from Funko too, which is crazy. Alright. Alright, we're walking up to Udon Entertainment, I think it is. Does anybody recognize those people right there they're taking photos of? I don't. Let me know in the comment section down below if you recognize those people. And here we go. We're at the 100% soft booth. Let's go ahead and take a look at this booth. Alright, with that, we're actually going to be heading our way back to the other side of the convention center. Oh no, there's many ways. And we're just going to try to see if we can get any last minute good deals and maybe make our final purchases for the day. Oh, that's the guy my wife was telling me about earlier with the sticker. He's the one that was handing out the free stickers. That's so cool. What a nice thing to do, you know? Check that out. My wife found a B-Rabbit Funko Pop. It looks really faded. We're going to ask how much it is and see if it's worth picking up. It looks like Gandalf finally made it to the Prancing Pony. It is Flash Gordon. Yep, Sam Jones. Now onto the Nickelodeon booth. And what's really cool this year, because last year it was all themed around SpongeBob. So this year they're actually having it themed around Avatar: The Last Airbender. And you know what? They did a really good job. And what's really cool is it's split up 4 different stations. Earth, air, water, and fire, which is really cool. With that being said, we're just going to have browse through and see all the different sections of the Nickelodeon booth. So I just lost Tasha in here somewhere, so I'm actually gonna kind of walk around and see if I can find her. So let's see if you can. So let's see if you can spot her before I do. Okay, and hey, check this out. We have the hula booth. This is where they usually get posters, they have autograph signings. Since it's Sunday, nobody's there. There's not even anything available to. And here we are, come up on the Fan Drop booth. Fan Drop is a toy brand from Moose Toys, and they have some pretty cool like figures or little statue like scenes and stuff like that. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And here's the Rokimoto booth. It's the last day of San Diego Comic-Con, and you want to take a look and see how busy it is. Look, I found my wife Tasha. There she is. And Mike Becker's in there. You can kind of see him barely, and Filmmaker Dave is there too. But just by walking around the booth, it's pretty empty. They did a really good job selling everything out. Selling a big portion out at the convention. And now we're coming up on the Thrilljoy booth, and yeah, pretty much they sold out. They're pretty much closed too. So from what I understand, they sold out pretty much every day of what they had allotted. But you could also buy a lot of their stuff at the UCC distribution booth too. And so before I wrap up, we're gonna do some B-roll footage here at the Funko booth and everything, and let's see what else we can find and see if there's anything left to pick up. Maybe we can buy some stuff here while I'm there. And you won't believe who I actually ran into while I was walking around. Sorry for the mic, because I actually didn't have a mic on me at the time, so the volume's kind of low.
I'm big fans of your channel, both of yours.
Thanks. You.
Hi, everything.
Yeah, how's it going?
I'll see you. See you, Jonathan?
Tristan. Yeah. Yes, that's me.
Yes, me too. My wife are here recording.
Hi.
We both watch you.
Yeah, we watch all your videos.
You guys. It's really cool. How long have you been collecting?
Since 2015.
Same.
Well,
Same
yeah,
here.
Well,
yeah, late 2014.
Yeah,
right? Same time.
Yeah, 2015 was Funko, and then I started with the Ghostbusters.
Nice.
And that's where my company started.
Yeah. I remember right away when I started collecting, I got the DeLorean ride.
Yes.
Yeah. That was good.
We have that. We have that one.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think we're only missing, one Back to the Future, right?
Huh?
We're missing just one Back to the Future pop? That's it?
Yes, the plutonium Marty McFly.
I was going to say.
That's the only one I missed out of my lunch.
It's tough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you again.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure meeting you guys. Have a safe trip back.
All right, before I wrap up, I'm going to kind of showcase some of the cosplay and some of the other photos we took at San Diego Comic-Con, so that way you guys can enjoy some of the photos. And I want to thank my friends Gabe and Teresa and my wife Tasha for helping me get all those photos so we can do a little compilation here. Hi everyone, this is JD from the Figgy Pop Color channel. We have now completely finished San Diego Comic-Con. It has now been 4 days since we've been here at San Diego Comic-Con. And you know what, we're super exhausted, we're super tired, and kind of hungry actually right now. But guess what guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the footage I showed of all the collectibles, all the different panels that we went to, and all that fun stuff we did here at San Diego Comic-Con. There's a couple more videos that are going to be coming out probably in the next couple of days related to San Diego Comic-Con, especially with all the exclusives that we bought. But I want to let you guys know that I hope you guys have fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. That way you're notified every time a new video is posted. And remember, this is JD with the Figgy Pop Color channel.
That concludes a Figgy Pop transmission.